Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer. Um, got a review for you from brand new from New Comic Book Day. This is Superman 78. It's issue 1 of 6. It is done by, I don't know, some people. It is done by, no, I'm playing. Robert Venditti is the writer. Wilfredo Torres is the artist. Jordie Bellaire is the colorist, and Dave Lanphear of A Larger World is the letterer. I think it is basically this is the continuation of like part 1 from the Superman movies. I thought it was maybe part 1 and 2, but they don't really. I mean, it could be right after part 2. I'm not sure. But in a nutshell, it is continuing the Richard Donner films from '78. We just lost him, R.I.P. Richard Donner, last month. He was a great filmmaker and a great part of Hollywood, but of course attached to Superman. One thing I can say about this in this comic, they did a very good job with the likeness of the colors with Christopher Reeves and Marlon Brando, and especially with I'm drawing a blank, but the actress that played Lois Lane. But it's basically just a catch up. Krypton is in the final moments of being destroyed. They are sending baby Clark out into space to eventually come to Earth. But in this scene, they show at the last second that a piece of Krypton is like teleported away. Of course, we know that it is being brought to Brainiac's ship, shown here. Brainiac is a big collector of specimens, let's just say. He kind of shrinks down. He has the ability to shrink down a whole planet and keep it in little containers. That's where Supergirl was, and that's why the age difference. But we do catch up with in Metropolis with Clark Kent as the reporter and Lois Lane, and Clark is catching up with Lois. They're already late, and Clark is kind of worried about Perry yelling at him. He ends up averting a robbery that is in progress without Lois or anybody noticing that he catches these guys, his feet on fire. He does. They do show you at the Daily Planet that Perry is kind of mad with Clark, and he's been doing like fluff pieces. Jimmy is his photographer, has. And I will say, like, these panels right here specifically, and a couple more, they got like Christopher Reeves, and his likeness pretty good. But I will say that that they've been doing fluff pieces for the Daily Planet. And that, Jimmy makes a comment about like, hey, it's safer. But basically, Perry is like, you need to get out there and get some better stories. That stories don't just fall out of the sky and incidentally, right then and there, something does fall out of the sky and smack into the middle of Metropolis around the corner from the Daily Planet. So of course, Superman, using his super speed, is already down on the ground where the asteroid, but it has turned out to be an android that hit Metropolis, and the android is instantly starting to attack and assess the planet. It is a drone that's sent out by Brainiac to assess Earth, the level of security, the intelligence, the resources, and in a matter of moments, it has already figured us down that we are like a minor class threat. Superman takes off into action, as we see here in this great, these two panels right here, beautifully drawn, and he gets into action. He quickly starts to fight the android, saving some policemen, as shown here. But eventually he just starts fighting the robot. The drone, instantly starts, trying to access, who Superman is, because it has realized it is not a human. But at first it has difficulty, accessing that it is a Kryptonian, and later is revealed is because the yellow sun has augmented his DNA, and him being here on Earth, his whole childhood has altered his DNA a little bit. So it's why the drone is having problems, classifying him. Eventually he does, and as soon as he does, Superman, finally puts the, as shown right here, finally, puts it at rest and just knocks the robot's block off. And as his head is kind of toppling away, we see that he's transmitting, information back to Brainiac. We see that in the farthest reaches of space, in orbit around a dying world, that Brainiac is on his main ship, and he's collecting, different trophies for his collection. And he is receiving the data from the drone, and it says that it's a priority urgent, that there is an ultra-invasive species, Kryptonian augmented, on Earth, and it has piqued the interest of Brainiac, and it looks like he's on his way. They do show the 70s incarnation of Brainiac that was, more famous in the comics and the animated series at that time. I grew up with them on Super Friends, being in his little pantsuit. But for a first read, it was really good, and I feel like it did pay homage. I mean, I grew up with those movies. I remember seeing Superman 4 in the theaters. I do know I saw part 2 and 3, but I was a lot younger, so I don't remember them. But I do remember seeing part 4, and I loved it, but that's just me. I do, as a grown-up, I'm not such a big fan of it, but hey, man, at that time, that's all we had. Superman was a first in those in that superhero genre. And, when we were growing up, that's kind of all we had until we started getting movies like Batman and so on and so forth. But for a first read, it was actually really quick. The art was really amazing, and I'm looking forward to issue number 2. I'm glad I picked it up. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit your boy up, tell me what you think. You picking it up? Did you read it? I know it's early, but alright guys, bye.